Wrestling was never on my radar. This was something that fell into my lap, and it was a blessing. I fell in love with wrestling, and it became my life. I could do everything that everyone else can if just given a proper chance. With all the right puzzle pieces in this crazy life that I have lived for 36 years of my life, now I have the opportunity to go out there.
Corner, stop being loud. Get me in the corner.
I did tell Ross, I said, we need a nail tech. If I win the women's title, that's a big if.
Yeah.
If I do, will you take your shirt off and do a pose down?
Absolutely not.
I used to watch WWE when I was growing up, but I really never knew anything or how I wanted to even get into that path. I never knew what it would take.
Look at this, Julie. This is when it all started, okay? Here's my little, I call her Dooders, okay? Look at this beautiful blue eyes.
She still has the same hair.
Look at that.
Ashley as a child was just a kid that grew up with a smile on her face. She loved to be always involved in some kind of sports activity. She never sat around.
Ashley was so competitive and so driven. You could always see that. Ashley always wanted to do better. If she did a somersault and she didn't do it correctly, she would smack on the ground again and keep on trying.
I started gymnastics at the age of 2, so it was before I could even really grasp what I was doing.
We built a makeshift balance beam in our basement. Ashley would love to go down there and try her hardest to do cartwheels, to do anything on that balance beam.
When I would watch TV, I would always see the Olympics, and I would say, that's exactly where I'm gonna be at one day.
And then she got upset because she wanted the city to know that she was in gymnastics. So Ashley Sabera, state gymnastics, 9-year-old division.
I made it to states, regionals, nationals, traveled all around the US and the world with gymnastics, competing at the ultimate high level. Just like anything, came crashing down when I had right reconstructive ankle surgery. I went to the doctors and they had told me, unfortunately, Ash, you can't compete in gymnastics anymore because the way your ankle is just, you're never gonna be able to take hard impact on that ankle ever again. It felt like my world came crashing down. I just wasn't happy in my own skin. I needed something more. I was out of the gym, I was out of training, I was out of just my element. My friend, her name is Sarah Block, came to me and goes, why don't you try like fitness and bodybuilding and competing? One of the first shows I did, I won. Then I went to a national qualifier, I won. And then all of a sudden, I was in Spain and I was competing, and a recruiter came up to me and said, are you interested in wrestling? I go, wrestling? Like, what are you talking about, wrestling? And the recruiter goes, we would love for you to come down to WWE and do a tryout in Tampa, Florida. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. I got in that ring and it was like, okay, this is really it.
3,
this is my favorite
4.
saying.
Oh, tomorrow's never promised. And
Yep.
I'm trying to live that.
And then this was in one of my WWE programs.
It meant the world to her. She already had a great career in the bodybuilding world with fitness, and she got the opportunity while she was in there. I've seen her make all the sacrifices, not only for her job, but for her family. She's missed birthdays, missed holidays, missed very important dates. Was always a great person for the company.
I was in games, PlayStation, 2K, 16, 17, 18, 19, and I think 20. 21 and 22, 23.
Did you ever play any of the games?
No, but Junior did. Yeah.
You know what? When I first met her, it was through FaceTime, and yes, I did know who she was.
I will never forget this. When I had met my stepson, Junior, the first time he got on the phone with me, he says, Dad, do you know who she is? I play her in video games.
It was the happiest day of my life. I never got more excited. Asked for her signature, asked for everything. And you know what? It was a blessing to meet her. In
2023, My stepson was diagnosed with osteosarcoma, which is bone cancer in his leg. So I go to the hospital and I tell Junior, I say, I told my work that I'm gonna stay with you. They said, take as much time as you need. I don't wanna leave you. I don't wanna leave your side. And he looked at me and he said, I love watching you on TV. You give me hope and you give me motivation to fight. And I'll never forget that. So again, I chose work just because I wanted him to have that escape in his mind, to see me on TV for, if it was 2 minutes, if it was 5 minutes, to not feel bad or sick. He was in the hospital receiving chemotherapy. And I said, listen, I got a call. I will be back on Sunday, but I have a pay-per-view. And he said, oh my God, go. I'll watch you on TV. I'll tell all the nurses. As I'm leaving, I'm super excited because I just always get super excited when I have a chance to go out there and shine, thinking that maybe that this is gonna be it. This is gonna be my moment. It was reversed. I got the call from Talent Relations and he said, oh, well, you know, I have to call and tell you that we're gonna have to release you from your contract. And I remember, well, I kind of don't remember because everything kind of just like blanked out. I had so many questions, but it didn't matter, right? Because they already made their decision. Was I wasn't good enough? What did I do? Why? And I remember calling my husband. I said, can you meet me in the parking lot? Because I didn't want Junior to know. And I told him. He looked at me and he said, you don't know this, but this is probably the best thing that could happen to you right now. I took September, October, November off. Junior beat cancer. He got to ring the bell. He's in remission. Glory to God. And I was able to focus on him when he needed me the most. And then around the holidays, I was able to transition my mind into, okay, what's next? And then I got the call that saved my life. And that was from Tommy Dreamer. And he said, kid, I've watched you. You were never given a fair shot. And he took me under his wing. Here I am. He saved my wrestling career.
That title should have been mine for a long ass time, and I have become the #1 contender for the reason that I am the best. I am the best in this company, in any company. I was very hands-on with Ash early, like I am with most talents when they come to TNA. And I'm there for a reason. I have to adapt them to a newer system.
You can start fresh. You can pick up the character you were. We want you to do what you want to do, but we believe in you. And that's all I needed to hear is we believe in you and we'll give you a shot.
You attention whore. Now you're down by the ring.
Got it.
You make every single thing about yourself. I don't know your phone, but those are the...
Perfect. Can't believe I'm saying whore.
When you lose your job or someone tells you you're not good enough to be in their company, that also affects you mentally. Or you don't have answers and then just one day you're no longer employed. I have to show them that they have worth, they have value, and they have more value than they ever have to a whole other company. It's different coaches, different eyes on you that see you in a different perspective, and I've always seen her as a champion. The Ash by Elegance character came together First with Ash by recommendation.
Developing this Ash by Elegance character was quite the ride, I must say, because it's so far from really who I am. But with that being said, it's so much fun to tap into a side that you aren't.
They had a vision, and the vision was going to be Ash by Elegance, who has a certain style and conducts herself grace and with power, with money.
This over-the-top person, and we all know people like that are so lost in their own world, and just be this over-the-top character that is so self-invested and so narcissistic in themselves that people will hate you.
I'm usually the first person out there wanting to get cheered, high five kids, but really I have to channel something completely different. I need them to hate me. I want them to boo me. I felt like I sounded like a man.
Excellent.
And that's how it's done, baby.
I almost said the F word and then she started laughing. I was like, we did what we came here for. We set the tone. I said some bad words on TV. My potty mouth. In 2024 Slammiversary, from the moment I stepped foot in TNA, I was after the women's knockouts championship title. My eyes were glued to Jordan.
Ash was on this insane trajectory, and everything that we had put together was supposed to culminate at Slammiversary. And then we were told they had to pivot.
On the day of the show, that is heart-wrenching for someone who's prepared mentally, physically. I think that morning she had to call her family and said, don't get on a plane. It's not gonna happen the way we originally thought.
Unfortunately, this has happened to her a bunch of times, which kind of, we all talk about her journey. And she was told so many things, but like a true professional, she went out there and she performed. I told her face to face, we'll eventually get back there, I promise you.
To have her go into a match with Jordan Grace after all this, she knew all eyes were on her, and she knew she would have to leave her comfort zone.
I'm gonna shut these naysayers up. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna show everyone why I belong here and why my in-ring ability skills are like way better from anything they've ever saw.
I always thought Ash was a great in-ring performer, and Jordan was the face of this division. And the match that they had really, really helped elevate Ash to be a real contender to the throne.
With my ideas and her ideas coming together, it was magic. I felt like I could do anything at all. And it really, I felt as though reading the feedback online put my name on the map.
If you want to watch one of the best matches, the two of them was Elegance street fight in Florida. And when they came back, all the wrestlers were giving them a standing ovation. And that is your ultimate pat on the back when your peers appreciated the hard work that they did. It was the main event. Even Jordan got emotional, and Ash, it was so entertaining, but they tore it up. And then that was a defining moment for that management. It was oh, maybe Ash is the woman. And I was yeah, dude, she's been the woman the entire time.
The TNA title is somewhere where I was that may have not given me a chance. What they did with me was kind of a slap in the face, but I'm ready to go back and show them why I deserved a chance and why I'm gonna go back there and bring that title home.
Going into NXT land, going into their stadium, into their evening, their big night, that alone is a big deal for TNA.
One door closes, another opens. And it's as crazy as I thought. I never thought this door would open for me again.
I would say the best analogy I have, this is ex-girlfriend syndrome. You break up with somebody and then you realize, maybe I should have stayed with that person. And now the ex-girlfriend comes back and she's doing way better because she knows she has that much value, and you missed out on her and somebody else is getting those rewards.
The fact that they've chosen Ash to compete on this level is an incredible responsibility. It's also huge for anyone who wants to be a wrestler, who sees what she did, who saw that she was released from a company and thought her career would be over, and gave up on her. And she could prove to them and everybody else that if you believe in yourself, believe it or not, dreams can come true.
Damn, Carlos, for bringing it home. Thank you.
That was awesome.
Thank you. Man, I didn't know I could do half that stuff out there. I'm getting emotional though. I'm the savior of TNA.
Yeah!
It's gonna be the elegant era now.
Yes, the elegant era.
Yeah.
There we go.
Bringing home that title means everything for the company because it means that the little engine that couldn't, could.
I am so blessed, first and foremost, to be in a promotion that actually gives people a chance to do what they've studied to do, what they've dreamed about becoming, and that's here at TNA.
Seeing her win the belt was awesome. It didn't feel real until like the final bell rang and we got in there and like I could just see the pure, genuine happiness on her face. It was so awesome to be by her side, watching her just fulfill that moment.
It means the world to me. I really look up to her and I see a lot of myself in her, and it's inspirational, and hopefully one day I can follow her footsteps, and she's the most deserving person ever.
The fact that it finally happened and all the pieces have come together, especially for it happening at a WWE PLE, is the ultimate cherry on top of the sundae. I couldn't be prouder for this moment.
So this title right here speaks volumes of my hard work, my dedication, where I've come from, where I am now. And the work isn't done, it's only beginning.
Ash just needs to stop and smell her roses, even if it's just for one day, because that journey has been a lifetime for her. To finally look and say, I made it, and whether she's crying her eyes out, celebrating, and just take that moment of you did it. Not everybody can say they're a world champion. Once that happens, it's even more work to retain, but at least stop and appreciate it, because so many athletes never do.
Even before, Ash, with or without a title, is a leader, like a mentor to everybody, not just the Elegance brand. She's always going above and beyond for everybody.
All right, girls, great job.
That's what's left.
Or if you want to be like,
does anyone have some tape?
Yeah. Hey, anyone got some tape back there? I need some tape. Crazy glue. I need crazy glue.
Definitely a lot of pressure because my name goes down in history now. Every champion has done something spectacular in this company. Now it's my turn. Life never goes as planned. I have the biggest detour that was put in my path that I have to step away from my dream.
It was one of those, phone calls that when you get them, they're so early in the morning, right away you're concerned. And she's like, I can't wrestle anymore. And I was like, what?
I have to forfeit the title. There's a lot of unknowns.
Basically tells me she's no longer medically cleared to wrestle. And I could hear the heartbreak in her voice. She said she was really nervous and upset, feeling that she let me down. And I was like, you've never let me down. And she reminded me so many times of how real and powerful this thing called professional wrestling is, because she's going through some health stuff, but her biggest concern is representing the women's division and being a champion. But there is a bigger picture.
Want to hear what I'm gonna say? Or this is something that Tommy kind of like worked on me.
Okay, give it to me.
I know I'm gonna cry. I'm about to cry now, but
It's tough, Ash. I know it sucks. This is what you're working for, and then you get it. But at least you got it on the biggest stage of them
I
all.
know.
That you went back to their house and did it on their dinner. So it's a beautiful thing.
I had so many plans for this title. I wanted to do so much with it. I don't know. This is one time in my life, in my wrestling career, that I can say I don't know.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
This is gonna be a little different, so bear with me. Life throws you some curveballs, and that's exactly what I'm going through. I'm no longer able to compete and do what I love to do. So with that being said, I'm stepping away from in-ring competition. And with a heavy heart, I have to forfeit this title. You guys gave me the best moments of my entire life. So thank you, and I'll miss you. I thought winning that title was hard. This was the hardest thing I ever had to do in my career. Going out there and being vulnerable to the crowd, being vulnerable to myself. And I'm getting emotional now. That's what I said when I knew TNA was a family and that locker room was a family, and that's what I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna miss that so much. And I will be at the front and center so each and every woman can feel what I felt tonight, and the love and the support and the appreciation. And I think I left my legacy in the ring. Like I said, I don't know what happens from here, but my home is here. My home is in TNA. It feels so weird to take that last step out of those ropes and not have my title. I didn't know a title meant so much, but that ring means so much more. The message doesn't change. I said it in the start, and I'm gonna say it now. Never give up.